All of you were so cool. I admire all of you. Anyways, am I making another video to rip on Kung Fu Panda 4 again, or am I trying to make money? And my answer is the world may never know. My motivation has been pretty low to make stuff, so I've been reading lots of comments, and this video is practically made by every single one of you out there that commented something. So, in my last video, I was talking about why she sucks, but now I'm going to talk about how she can be fixed up, while still making it make sense with the rest of the movie. To start off, let's just scrap the opening scene of the movie, because to be honest, it's just not a strong one. Tai Lung all of a sudden returning just doesn't make sense in this context. Because the chameleon is supposed to be able to mimic people, and that's her entire power, yes, but the immediate issue with the opening is how she's already Tai Lung and can already take advantage of his size, as she's able to throw that spinning wheel across the scene extremely easily, which, contrasts later to how the reason that she's too small is the reason she can't become a kung fu master. And to add on to that, why this opening scene doesn't work is how out of the blue all of it almost feels. Like we missed a crucial step. And yes, obviously later it wants to establish that this isn't really Tai Lung, but in fact it's the chameleon. But wouldn't it make more sense if they still were going to open up the movie with a big impact of seeing Tai Lung return? Wouldn't it make more sense that the movie starts with the chameleon taking Tai Lung's power first? I can tell not everyone will agree with this because Enchanted, she doesn't have Poe's staff yet, so she can't open up the spirit realm. But what if instead of her needing the staff, she uses her own sorcery that she already has and has been established to be where all of her power comes from? Could also open up a portal to the spirit realm, and I mean, it makes Poe's staff less of a plot device, so they can add another story of Poe trying to figure out how the staff works, so then it makes the final battle with the staff... Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, the sorcery being the cause of the spirit realm opening could have been an idea that could have been executed well, since it allows for a bigger mystery of what her sorcery can really do and how powerful she can be. And we can establish an extremely powerful villain within the first couple minutes of the movie. And yes, this is kind of like rehashing Kung Fu Panda 3's opening, but there is a much different context between the two movies, so it'd still feel much different and still fresh. Next, we shouldn't be waiting to see the chameleon again, so how about we have a moment with Poe, because, it is his movie, so he can have a cool action sequence, but after, we contrast his power with the chameleon's as she uses Tai Lung's identity to take down more kung fu masters, which makes her more powerful, since she can take their form and chi. After some Poe learning he has to pass down his torch of being the Dragon Warrior, we can cut to the quote-unquote Tai Lung coming after Poe instead of Poe going after him, as this could lead to an outcome one of my favorite comments from the previous chameleon video made, where they say that the chameleon could mentally mess with Poe and Shifu by shape-shifting into interpretations of trauma they had from the past, which makes them vulnerable to fighting and allows her to steal the chi of Shifu, and attempts to get Poe's, but Poe is able to overpower the chameleon because Poe in the second movie found inner peace, which is something that the writers of Kung Fu Panda 4 completely forgot about. Just like how they forgot about the Furious Five! So, this allows the chameleon to retreat for now, but gives us a glimpse of how powerful she can be. Blah blah blah, we'll skip a bit since she isn't in the movie for the entirety of it, but once we get to her castle and we find out Jen has been working for the chameleon, this is the perfect time to show that as Poe has been trying to find her again, she has grown even stronger and has taken Lord Shen's chi from the spirit realm. This is also a good time to introduce that the chameleon can open the portal to the spirit realm, because let's say she needs to use the chi of other alive kung fu masters as a trade for spirits to return, and we can have another battle between them where the chameleon takes the form of Lord Shen. And due to the genocide that Lord Shen put on Poe's people, obviously the power of Tai Lung and Lord Shen, this is a battle Poe can't win even as he fights his hardest yet, until, he figures out how to use his staff correctly. This can lead to the classic moment in Kung Fu Panda movies where Poe gets his advice, and in this case, it's from his dad's. Now, we're finally here. The final battle. and what better than a YouTuber to describe how a better final battle would be? Now, overall, we have shown, not told, the audience that the chameleon is a powerful sorceress that can use her power to open up the spirit realm, steal the identity of people, and take the chi of powerful kung fu masters, including Shifu, to prove that Po will not have an easy fight, especially if he's been trying to unlock the power of his staff for the entire adventure he's been on. Now, Po's only option to save all of China, but also the identities and powers of Shifu and other innocent kung fu masters, is to face the chameleon. This talk he had with his dads had revealed how he can use his staff, and in this script for an alternate version of Kung Fu Panda 4, he has to fully take the title of spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, which was hinted at earlier in the movie, and this would mean that although the chameleon has become powerful in strength, Po has to become powerful in wit. And how this battle would play out is how the chameleon is fully aggressive and coming after Po the hardest she had throughout the entire movie. But Po must use his wit to not fight the chameleon, but to do what Oogway would do and not fight but try and suppress his enemy, the way he did to Tai Lung and Kai, meaning this fight would be a hard-hitting battle where it would seem the chameleon has the upper hand the whole time, but in the end we realize Po has always had the upper hand, resisting the urge to fight, but to, in the end, unlock the power of the staff by being a pacifist and using the power of the staff to steal her sorcery and face the chameleon on her actual size. Now, the cool thing about this is how she could be the first villain in Kung Fu Panda movie history to be redeemed, but also could go the opposite way where Po has to realize that not everyone can be redeemed as he sends her to the spirit realm along with Tai Lung and Lord Shen. And obviously not Kai, because he got killed in the spirit realm in the last movie, so he shouldn't be in this movie at all. I would not make that mistake of not watching the original movies before making the fourth in a beloved franchise. What a silly mistake. And after sending them all back, this allows for the chi of all other kung fu masters and Shifu to be returned, and now that Po has become spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, he can now train the next dragon warrior, which preferably isn't Jin, but if it has to be, then sure, fine, I guess. Now, Kung Fu Panda 4, I will admit, is not an awful movie, but for a Kung Fu Panda movie, it is extremely disappointing, especially for a fan of the franchise like I am. I've been here since the beginning, basically. And this video is something I hope will spread to a lot of people, and that more people can tweak this alternate version I have, because there is so much creativity out there, and to have all of you as a fan base means a lot, and that I believe that people like you who take it upon yourselves to fix things yourself is something that the next generation of Hollywood needs. Hey, Editor Enchanted here really quickly. I got a new mic, so hopefully this sounds a lot better than the previous entire episode. But basically, I was thinking about how I missed something very crucial that also the director of Kung Fu Panda 4 forgot about, and that's a backstory for the chameleon and basically her motivations. So I thought I'd just basically add a little bit of that before I end this video. But anyways, let's just get onto it. I'm going to try and make it as fast as I possibly can. But I was thinking that because Kung Fu Panda in the past has talked about basically race and stuff like that, and how Lord Shen literally tried to wipe out all of the panda race, I was thinking maybe that there's a good chance to actually add a little bit of like race into this and make it a more of a meta message in this, as Viola Davis in real life is an African-American woman, which would make sense is that she can be redeemed because in the past, let's say that she was denied the privilege of learning Kung Fu because she was a chameleon, and that's why her name is the Chameleon, as basically a power stance. That's what I'm thinking could actually work, and that redeeming her in the end of the movie would actually make a lot of sense. So, enough of me talking. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye. Show me that you wanna watch me, and tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Why? Because my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe, when I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign.